I see so much on psychology, and I was wondering why it was bothering me. And I think it's so much force and so general blanket state. Everybody's the same sort of psychology. The normal. I don't think we're all the same. But when I'm working with people, I say things and I get too many words. There's just maybe one word that gets it because they know what they need. This is the problem with psychology, don't you think? Words, not listening. I've tried it. I get maybe one good response out of one or two phrases. But a horse, they taught me everything. I see so many problems and so many solutions with a horse therapy. I absolutely do. I don't see it with people therapy. She was up in helping Canadian war vets up in my wife heard I was cheating on her. No, I was talking to an equine facilitated veteran trying to get her horse on because she had no experience with rapid legs, which I did because it was in horse racing. Well, picture went up. Anyways, here we go. Um, she heard me talking to a woman. She got mad, and I got divorced. But this is a horse. This was all I wanted to do. So I've been years on this, trying to get the funds. I'm a pensioner now, but I don't care. I call over there, and I said, the police are busy all the time here. They're busy. And I wondered why. The constable, the officer over there in the next county, doesn't have the crime that we do. Equine assisted therapy for these young people. The reoffenders, he keeps on going back and reoffend, goes down to the courthouse and helps him out. He's with the cane. It'll help. I'm not mentioning names. He's a nice guy. But it's just an empty going around. They get these young people and they say, you want to reoffend? You go to jail for a while or go up to the magistrate, or you choose to take an equine program. Well, I looked at the justice system and I said, this is working. This is working. And then I see people they got all these programs in university courses in Canada and in Australia on leadership. But nobody can lead. I heard a cowboy once out in Utah say, Greg, I don't think we've ever had any good leaders in the United States for presidents for a long time. Yeah, I read The Power of the Herd and like this. No, they're not horse people. So I hear these guys saying, why do he goes, yells at he's got these R2D2 people, the boss man. He's running a ski event up here. And he's saying, he calls up and demands the rooms in a high 5-class hotel up there. And he's asking the question, why do they not respect us? Because you're yelling at them. So you get this leadership, but it's not where you ask a horse. Here's a lead shank. You lead him around and try to force him around. Try to drag that 1,200 or 1,000-pound horse around. Now, I'm not making fun of them. I'm just stating this is the whole problem. And I want to get there, because if I can change that, my friends are coming in here. They're police officers. We can surround the cars, got guns in them, my lord, and it's getting scary. And they just lost Bingo, a police dog in Toronto. There's a lot of nice people up here that are escaping Toronto. They're retired, gainfully retired. And I get in the cafe and I say, oh my God, there's another police officer murdered. Oh my God, you're good people here. I don't care if they're rich, they're good people. They retire up here and they want some peace and they read this back home. It's so much anger in the world. I don't know, social media, Zuckerberg. I could get and point fingers, but I said to a bunch of guys, what do I do? The arrow's been shot in me. Do I chase the archer? Or do I pull the arrow out? I like that quote, but they said, maybe if you pull the arrow, you'll bleed to death. I was trying to get around somebody. I'll get a horse to teach this. I'll bleed to death. You might, or you might cauterize the room and then look after yourself before you and look at what it means is to find the solution to the problem. And I think it's a Zen proverb, and it's about the art of archery like this. It's just you can't use those things. Those guys don't get that. I have to use hockey quotes or something. Walter Gretzky or something. I get it. See, you got to communicate on it. That's why blanket statement psychology doesn't work. It doesn't work. The Myth of Normal, Dr. Gabriel Mate, read that. It doesn't work. And she says, I'm getting these Canadian war vets in 2 days farther than they've ever come in 3 years of psychotherapy. This does not work. So I'm up in Bonnyville, and she's a retired nurse drinking with me. Old nurse there. She's head nurse at Bonnyville Hospital in Alberta. What is it with these nurses now? They have no compassion. What is it? What is this, Greg? Are you a horse one? I'm not going to ask. But I don't know. Compassion. It just seems, it might be Jordan Sam. I'm not a fan. He needs some horse therapy, Jordan Peterson. And shut up and quit analyzing this. Everybody's analyzing, overthinking. It was driving me up the wall. All this stuff on flack and no flack. I'm just so fed up with it all. You always come and trying to a solution. Well, if I teach you mindfulness, you come up with another word saying, what's next? It's just typical, but it's human. It's human because of the way we've been programmed to think all the time, and it's driving me wacko. The older you get, the less you want to think about it. But I'm just wondering, it's a good program, Equine Connect. I know those ladies there up in Strathmore, but I couldn't get it going. But I'm seeing this problem here. I'm going to talk to every damn charity, every damn fundraiser. I was trying to get Wounded Warriors, and they were on my side. And he said, I call up some organizations, the fund finders and stuff. I call it Trillium Foundation. And I wasn't very happy with what he said. And you're being called a bum. What do you want to help Canadian war vets? They're bums. Oh, Lord. What do you want to help police with trauma for? That's a police officer said that, my friend. What do we want to help them for? And it's all this, and it's just this separation of everything. You know what I mean? Why do you care? Why do you care? Because it feels better to care for people. It feels better to, I don't feel alone. The problem with our world is we think we're alone, but we're really not. We're interwoven with everybody. When we start loving people or caring, the world gets better. Now, we need emotional intelligence not to get too caught up with the pain. That's the freedom technique or the Ho'oponopono methods. And these work, I got all these under me. I'm an emotional freedom technique practitioner, certified. I just need to get some crank going. So I've been learning all these things. And I care about people. I found a young woman there. She's got pair bonding. She's got trauma bonding. You know what I mean? Her boyfriend's got trauma. So I go over there and I'm talking to her. And I go into the kitchen. There's gallons of maple syrup. Why? She wanted to pet a horse. She didn't know why. Everybody has some intuition what they need. And they don't know where they get into it. She needs horse syrup. She just keeps on going out and trauma bonding with men and trying to pick up guys in bars. She's a good looking girl, but that's not healthy. And it's just not going anywhere. And you know what I mean? Yeah, the trauma bonding girl. I don't hate her. I don't think the world is Karens. I think women need help and compassion. I think soldiers can be kind once they're healed. I do not judge people and say they'll never heal. And they're mean and miserable. Police are mean and violent sometimes because they're traumatized. And then there's other guys that are getting through it. I've seen soldiers healed and the kindest men I've ever seen. And I see nasty ones. They're just angry. And that's a part of the trauma. Now, how do we get that out? Well, horses know more. There's some softening there. It gets them away from all this thinking. They're just with the horse. That's the healing, not the thinking all the time. The problem with the mind is it's always continually getting triggered with trauma. You start thinking, and it's come back and back and back. It's breaking through that mold of traumatic events in people's lives. How many people have some sort of big T traumas? How many? And I was just taking an Arizona course on compound PTSD. This is all getting misdiagnosed all the time. It mimics a lot of psychiatric illnesses. And we are always looking for the genetic problem. But the genetic problem doesn't exist. It's something that's happened to somebody. And with compound PTSD, it is compounded on top of compound. They can't remember. I'm talking to a younger woman here. Why do you think that way? She seems to have a lot of memory issues. And that's where I get into journaling. I really believe that a pen and paper or a notepad, writing down every happy thing that happens and everything. Try to remember the good. And I think it's a good thing for abundance, the journaling of gratitude. So it's the thing for depression. He had depression. I told him, journal gratitude. It worked. It kicked right out. Because how's it work? Is it a drug? Well, I went off all the drugs and I didn't tell him to get off. He got out of looking at the garbage of life. Because look at the media. Look at everything now. Everything's bad. I go talking to people, how are you? It's bad. Everything's bad. It's a bad world. Or right now we're breathing air and I'm drinking coffee with you. It's all bad. Is it? So you're trapped in a mind of badness. You ever been there? Everything's bad. It's a locked in thing. And that is the way the world's getting. It's all the social media. Nothing sells unless it's bad news. And it gets us all traumatized and angry. And I'll tell you, social media was getting me. But I got to watch some good things. And I think that's the problem. I saw it in her and I knew there's something. She forgot a lot of things. I don't remember that. Oh, she bears it down, way down. And that's only 7 months ago. She can't remember. I used to be that way. I think it was trauma. I think it blocks our memory. And is it that you want to remember? Well, you don't want to forget the good. But your brain's forgetting the good. Because your mind's just automatically going to throw everything at. I might be wrong. But this is an observation. To forget the good in life. It's what Eckhart Tolle talked about, the pain body. All this pain. And there's social media, and I'm gonna just say, even television, even movies are geared on charging us with energy. It's not too healthy sometimes. They talk about temperance for drinking. Temperance for what we consume in information, I think. And then work on temperance. And then you wouldn't need to work on temperance for drinking. Or sex addiction or anything. These are all diversions of stress and trauma. What do you think? I really think it is. Sex addiction, porn addiction, it's all any addiction is an aversion to what you're going through. And anything can be an addiction. So I'm just thinking if we want to cure the problem of dog and horse therapy, it's beautiful. I'd like to do dog. I mean, not do dogs. Be quiet. I'd like to do dog therapy, and there's a program up here. He said he could work with us. He's at the Lions Foundation. He's a nice guy. I think I can get that, but the horse therapy, one major thing. I've worked with animals all my life. I know a lot about taking care of horses, but facilitating programs would really benefit all the problems we have with drug addiction and crime. And I don't see any solutions. There's problems in Canada. We got housing shortages. But if they throw people out and they haven't got a place to live and they're angry, they're just in a trap. It's not working. I think the whole damn society's trapped. They don't seem to come up with solutions to anything. So I really think these programs would be more benefit than paying out big pharma and lots of psychiatrists that couldn't really yield much except offer you assisted death. I'm being facetious. I hope so.